haven't checked any levels yet, but we're going to pretend like we know what we're doing and go straight into a podcast. Now, as you guys may have just heard, Marnie is here. Say hello, Marnie.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Marnie. I'm a bit tired, but Marnie's picked up the mood already before I started speaking because she's been picking on all the plants I've got around the house.
All of Josh's plants are like semi-dead.
No, not all. No, that's just the one that's next to us.
The one that I'm looking at currently is semi-dead.
It's not semi-dead, it's having a rest.
And the other one has like mushrooms growing from it, which we don't know if it's good or bad. So if anyone has a green thumb and can give Josh a bit of advice on his plants, my piece of advice was just get fake ones because that's what I've got.
Yes, but I said to Marnie, and you guys let me know if you agree with this. This has got nothing to do with North Melbourne. We'll get to that in a second. Maybe Jack Marnie could come and be the green thumb now. He's got way more time on his hands now. That's so mean. But I said, I'm not going to, if I'm in the dating game and I'm trying to meet a lady, she's not going to give me respect if I've got fake plants in my apartment. That's not how it works.
But I said that it's better to have fake ones that look luscious than real ones that are dead.
Well, it's not dead.
Sort of looks a bit sad.
Well, okay, but it's just today. It's a bit warm. But, if I'm trying to woo a lady and she walks into my apartment and there's fake plants, she's out the door.
You're talking to someone who only has fake plants in their apartment.
Yeah, but we're not all you, Marnie. All right? You're a special breed. You're a special breed. Wow. Well, this is good chat, but we should probably talk about North Melbourne.
Let's talk about footy. Let's talk about...
It's not what people came here for.
So 24 hours ago, because you just mentioned Jack Marnie, so it's 24 hours.
Do you want to break the news if anyone hasn't heard?
Yeah, so it's 24 hours since Jack Marnie, Aidan Bonner and podcast favourite Kane Turner have been delisted.
And how has the last 24 hours been for you?
It was the right decision. Anyone who doesn't think so. And I mean, look... Kane Turner, it's a meme. Okay,
you were on the train for re-signing Kane Turner. I thought he was your guy.
He did have a good good end to the season.
Okay, was it good or was it just not the regular bad performance?
No, I thought he was all right. I thought I thought he did enough to earn himself another year. Who knows? He may still be re-rookied.
Well, this is what I was thinking, right? Because I feel like they said he's done last year, then we re-rookied him. But they've said these players will not be offered a contract in 2024. So is that drawing a line through them, or is there still a chance?
You know what happened last year is he was training pre-season with Essendon, and then North was like, "Nah, we're gonna have you back." Gave him another contract.
What about we give them Kane Turner and we bring back Goldie?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to that.
Yeah. I reckon we should pitch it to Brad Scott. He would love to listen to us.
I never want to see Jack Marnie in a North Melbourne Guernsey again. If the other two are re-rookied, I wouldn't really have such a strong opinion. But
I understand. I don't know if you listened to any of the recent podcasts. I had a new guest on the podcast, Dylan. Yes. And Dylan is the number one Aidan Bonner fan on the planet. He's pro Aidan, not core Bonner. Now, I haven't actually sent him a message just to check and see how his well-being is over the last couple. Yeah, just a welfare
Dylan,
check.
If you're listening,
Dylan, if you're listening,
hope you're doing okay.
Can you just send me a message and let me know everything's okay? I know you've taken it pretty hard. I know it's been a rough time for him. Seeing your favourite player get delisted must be really tough. So, just a shout out to Dylan. Thank you for coming on the podcast. Hope you're okay. I'm sure all the listeners hope you're okay as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Please send signs of life on on social media so we know you're okay, sir.
As someone who's had their favourite player be delisted,
wow.
All I can say to you is I still wear my Jasper Pittard badge on my scarf.
You are
I'm the number one Jasper Pittard super fan.
You are.
There's probably not many more.
You
and
Dylan are very
similar
in that way. You just got the love goggles for specific players that maybe weren't our best ever.
Jasper was very serviceable.
I could see. That's why I tempered what I was about to say because I saw the way you were staring at me.
Like, don't. What are you going to say?
Go on. Say it. Oh, I know. I don't want to risk my life. So I had to stop what I was saying. And I think I handled that pretty well.
You did.
Thank you.
That's okay. No, I am happy that, like, all jokes aside, that none of them are going to help the team moving forward. So I
No.
think that it definitely was the right decision to cull them. It also makes me feel like, and we were talking about this earlier today, it makes me feel like we'll probably go to the draft now with what we've got. It makes me feel like maybe we aren't going to try and trade up for pick 1. We've got, 5 or 6, 7 list spots now available?
I don't know, actually. I haven't gone through and had a look, but it'll be a lot.
It kind of marries up with our current draft hand. So I'm interested to see if that is the case. Because the trade period is over, but you can still trade picks.
You can still trade picks.
How boring.
So boring. Unless it's for number 1, I guess. Then we'll be very excited. I still kind of... I keep flipping back and forward on this if I want them to trade for pick 1 or not. I really don't know. So I'm trying to get my thoughts together. Like I can convince myself we should.
Yeah.
I can convince myself we shouldn't. I think now the excitement around Nick Watson, not Nick Watson. What's the other bloke's name? Daniel Curtin. Daniel Curtin seems to have died a little bit. I'm maybe not as keen to keep our picks because he's kind of the only other guy that I'm like that fits North. Maybe a Nick Watson, but
Nick Watson definitely.
He does, but I think because the Curtin thing's seeming to die down, I think I'd go for pick 1.
Yeah.
And we're not going to trade. We're still going to have at least 3 or 4 picks in the first round. So it's still going to be good. And go and sign a couple of scrubs who, can just hang around in the VFL for a bit.
Well, it's one of those things where it looks almost certain that we'll take at least one midfielder because the real top talent looks like it's pretty midfield heavy, as it pretty much always is. But
there are 3 things in life that are certain: death, taxes, and North Melbourne will draft midfielders
every year.
That is all, and it
just
doesn't
try
matter.
And fit them into the side where they can.
We've only got one bloke who's over about 5'3" on our entire team, Nick Larkey. Other than that, we just draft tiny humans.
Yeah, it's a bit of and it's
Stop it, Brady.
Yeah,
Brady, if you're listening to this, my friend, you've had a good time the last few weeks and we love you right now. But please draft someone who's not legally a child's height.
No, I know. It's got to be, we have to start thinking on a needs basis rather than just
we can't just keep getting the best players and then stack them up in so many positions. We play half of the midfielders off half back or in the forward line, they don't get any minutes. Like you can't just always do that. I know Harley Reid is meant to be this like Petrarca-esque type player.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Stop it.
But also
draft someone tall, please.
Take a step back as well. We've kind of got to remember what we've got in our own backyard as well. I mean, Luke Davies-Uniacke is probably one of the best midfielders in the competition, and hopefully he can get his body right, play consistently, and then hit that next level that
Wardlaw
I think we're
as
all
well, I'd put in that category.
hoping. Wardlaw, same deal though. He probably needs a bit more experience, but also needs to get his body right. I'm a bit concerned about his hamstrings and how they're going to hold up, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
And then obviously Taron Thomas is the other one. So we actually do have a few real elite talent in that mix, in that midfield mix currently, but we now just need to be able to put in the work for them to hit that next level as well. Obviously the development team, is
they're all brand new this year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Michael
it's
Barlow's
about time,
coming in and
about time. My God, we haven't been able to develop a player.
It's true. I think was Perez, Jack Marnie and Phoenix Spicer all the same draft? I can't remember. I should have looked this up before, but if not, they were within a couple of years of each other.
Yeah.
And what an absolute waste of time those couple of years were with draft picks. I know we might have scored a Zerha or a Larkey or something along the way through there, or Eddie Ford, but I don't know. It's pretty bleak when you look at it.
When it comes to development, it always just seems to be they've got potential, and they just hit their roof.
Oh, wait, they're 26. What happened? You know what I mean?
So much sooner than we really expect. And I think that's been a real issue for a long period of time. It hasn't, the last sort of 5 to 10 years probably. We've had that same issue. I also think we need to address the medical team. I was talking to a friend about this yesterday, and we had that period of time when we brought Jared Waite to the club, injury prone. We brought Sean Higgins to the club, injury prone. Got them into the best shapes of their careers, and they probably both had the best period of football.
You say Robbie Tarrant there as well? He
Robbie
was another
Tarrant,
one.
also Majak Dor. I mean, the fact that we were able to bring him, and he's probably in a league of his own.
Yeah.
But, I mean, some of these guys were able to kind of turn their bodies around and the careers they were able to have, at least, when
It's
they were
definitely true with Sean
North.
Higgins as well, with how good he was, like Brownlow-esque quality at times.
Yeah, he made the
from
All-Australian
Bulldogs.
team back-to-back Sid Barker medalist at North. So I feel like, we have to kind of revisit that as well. So I think that and the development, once we kind of get that right, I think that our own backyard, and I'm not saying don't, if there's an opportunity to trade up for Reed and it's not going to rip us off, then go for it. McKercher also seems like he's going to be, he's been a real hyped up player throughout this sort of draft period. Seems
him
like
and Dersmer have been the ones that I've really heard a lot about recently. And look, I've said this every single podcast. I mean, I've got some draft episodes coming up, so I don't want to dive into the draft too much, but Dersmer and McKercher seem to be the ones that keep popping up.
Yeah.
And then Curtin and Watson seem to be like, on some people's radar, they're like pick 2 or 3. And other people's, they're like between 6 and 10. So I guess it's exciting because we don't really know what's going to happen with it. I think that's the beauty of it, but once again, just draft someone who's tall. But they're going to be skinny anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
What do you think about drafting pink?
Well, okay, this is what I was going to ask you for, because I've put my thoughts out on the podcast about these guys.
Yes.
So what I was planning for this is very unscripted and raw, this podcast, which is fantastic.
Off the cuff.
We're just, what's a word? Just shooting the shit, basically.
Having a yarn.
I'm basically just going to ask you everything that has happened since you've been gallivanting around the world.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah, if anyone's seen the highlights of Marnie's time, she was just killing it over there. Basically met the Queen, I think. Probably not. Signed a peace deal between some fighting countries. Just all of the really important stuff over there. Okay, let's go through what's happened.
Okay, let's go through.
Firstly, let's finish all the delisting talk now. I haven't really got my thoughts out on the delistings, I guess. So let's just Jack Marnie. What was the other name? Kane Turner. Kane Turner. And Aiden Bonner. Aiden Bonner.
What part of you wishes that was Aiden Core?
No.
None.
Marnie, I don't.
I'm setting him up.
No, we don't want Aiden Core chat on the podcast right now. I need time to get over it. Okay, and move on.
Needs to recover.
I want to give Aiden Core another chance, but
What was that?
No, but I'm not high on Aiden Core.
He's giving Aiden Core another chance.
But
No buts.
doesn't mean my current opinion changes.
I tried.
He's got a key. It's up to Aiden Core to turn my opinion around, because fun 2 months of football. I can't forget the
It's all right, Aiden. I'll pick up the slack during the off season.
Yeah, it does seem that way. Well, no one's going to overlap handball to him now because Kane Turner's gone.
Don't.
Okay, Kane Turner. I could see a world where we do bring him back for a year or like re-rookie him, but realistically, let's just get some other players in the club.
Yeah, try
please.
someone else.
Bonner.
No,
that's not. We don't need to talk about that. I mean, I guess talented at one point, and I think
he's more of an athlete than a footballer.
Yeah, it does
Is that
seem
mean
that
to
way.
say?
No, I don't think so. He never really found a spot, I think, because apparently the Giants, he started as a forward. He's played in the midfield in juniors, and then he went back and just didn't really hit it off in any spot. So, I mean, we tried something with him. I was actually kind of excited when he came to the club. I was like, oh yeah, GWS, let's see if we can get him in here. I think he's played some games and stuff. And he wasn't very good. I don't know what you mean. And Jack Marnie,
nah,
we don't really.
No.
Just
no.
Some say his shoulder's still on the other side of Bass Strait. North Melbourne close to a flag favourite, Jack Marnie.
He is.
By the way. So look, hopefully maybe he could come on as a 4th admin or something over there.
Life after footy.
Well, what a career path.
I know. It's not so grim.
And look, if you guys have met those 3 admins in real life, you know how they roll, and it's high. It's high, the high life. We're talking dollars and cents, all right? They're rolling over with Gucci, Versace, Ferrari.
Real plants that aren't dead.
All right, Marnie, too soon. I don't think there's any. You like that joke, don't you? Look how much you're laughing. This is such a rogue episode, but I think that's all I can muster right now. I don't think
Josh is tired.
I'm tired. I don't think there's any real debates at all with the delistings.
No.
Can you think of any reasons?
No.
Not really.
Take out the trash.
I think, yeah.
Sorry, Kanye.
Yes, absolutely. Kanye should invest in our football club. No, that sounds bad. We'll talk about that after. So the other things that happened.
Yes.
Okay. We've had a trade period.
We have.
Which I don't know if there's some sort of strategy that you left the country for the trade period. Was it you didn't want to stress?
Genius.
Yeah. You didn't want to distract North or anything like that.
I remember one morning I was in London and woke up and it was the day that Stevens and Fisher had both been traded to North.
Wowee.
And I was like,
what
wow,
a Wednesday that was.
A lot happens when you know.
Yeah.
When you're on the other side of the world.
You leave us alone for a couple of seconds, Marnie, and the whole thing changes.
I know.
You know?
Crazy.
It is. So we'll just go best or biggest sort of signings to least biggest.
Yeah.
Zach Fisher.
So excited.
Give me what does your heart tell you about Zach Fisher?
So excited. And I think what makes me excited about it is in the lead up to the trade period when the whispers were getting louder that he was definitely coming to North. Quite a few of my Carlton friends were messaging me saying, oh, like I'm so devastated we're losing Zach Fisher. You better take care of him. He's a good guy. He's a great player, blah, blah, blah. So sad to be losing
Likes
him.
a bucket hat too from what I've seen on social media.
Yes, loves a bucket hat.
Yes.
So I feel like if an opposition, if the opposition club is sad to lose him, then
Absolutely.
I think, well, fans anyway, I think then that's a good sign for us. When, I don't know, Josh Gibson went to Hawthorn, I feel like people
Wow.
were sad.
Old
I don't
trauma.
know. I'm just trying to think like way back. Like I think we were sad to lose him because we knew what a quality player he was going to be. So I think that makes me really excited.
Like David Hale as well.
That was, his career just skyrocketed after he left North.
I know. He won our leading goal kicker a few years there though.
Did he?
Yeah, absolutely. He played full forward. 2007, 8, 9, that era. In the Guernsey
Edwards.
with the V and the logo on the front. The really bad one.
If you guys haven't listened to
Our Guernsey ranking podcast.
Guernsey ranking, check that one out. So I'm excited. I think he spoke about Clarko and him chatting about swinging both forward and back.
Well, there you go. What position would you like to see him in? What position do you think he'll play? And what position would you like him to play? Depends who we pick up in the draft. Let's imagine this is the squad for now, just for conversation purposes.
Now, I mean, I could really see him and Harry interchanging.
I completely agree. I reckon they start with Fisher off halfback and Sheasel goes forward. Mm-hmm. And then if it doesn't work, we revert back and
I think so. I
go
think
back to Sheasel.
In an ideal world, Sheasel's the one that goes forward.
Yeah.
I think that this is no disrespect to Zach Fisher, but I think Shees has the X factor and I think he's got the
he's got a high potential.
Factor.
He's 7 years younger than him. I mean, I think Zach Fisher will raise our floor a lot. But I don't know if he's going to raise the ceiling a lot. But he's going to make our team.
It's a good analogy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's going to make us a better team, but he's not going to be the guy to win us a premiership.
I think it starts.
But, that's the best player we could have possibly got from where our team's at, and we could have traded for.
Even someone like Darcy Tucker, I think, could probably be a bit nervous now because I think it's an upgrade from Tucker. I feel like Tucker, while I enjoyed his season this year, I feel like he's someone who was a good short-term replacement. He didn't do enough for me to be like, that's a lock in the 22 week in, week out. So I think Fisher will probably come in for him at the start and see where we go from there.
Okay. I really like the signing of Zach Fisher. I'm just kind of excited for it. It is fun when the opposition fans are sort of upset to lose them.
Yeah, I think that's
and that
a
makes
good sign.
You feel better.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Best mates with Griffin Logue as well.
Can I just say Griffin Logue is such an underrated member of this team?
Well, I mean, I loved Griffin Logue. Listen to my early podcast and I was raving about how Griffin Logue is going to change us.
No, but off-field even.
Off-field.
Yeah. Him and Cam Zerha, like the little friendship they've got, and now Zach Fisher. I feel like, Griffin Logue's not appreciated enough.
Cam's cookouts is going to be good. Bull's cooking with
Griff and Zach Fisher.
My
I
ultimate
could get
goal,
around that.
My ultimate goal for this podcast is to do a live podcast from Zerha's backyard while he's cooking us up an absolute storm.
If you're listening,
Cam,
let us know.
If you're listening, let us know because we need that ASAP. Dylan Stevens.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how how he goes. My concern, and again, this is just the reality of where Sydney's at and where North's at.
This is raw, open, honest platform.
Well, he was taken, pick 5, I think
it was 5, yeah.
And the fact that he couldn't make it, I don't know if he couldn't break into the side at Sydney. That's very possible. But if you can't make it in that Sydney side where you're surrounded by talent, it kind of concerns me a little bit. However, maybe, again, it's a situation of not playing him to his strengths. Maybe he couldn't break into the side. That's
the other thing, though, is if there's very good players there, it's harder to break into 100%, that side.
And
and Errol Goulden did come along and he's an amazing player. Yeah. So it's like, by all reports, he had a really good season in 2022. And then Goulden sort of came along this year and said,
blown it out of the water.
Mate, that's my spot.
Yeah.
And, that's fine. If he was playing a pretty pivotal role in their finals run, I would say that he's up to standard at North Melbourne.
Oh, absolutely.
Once again, for where we are, we can't forget where we are at the moment. And these are the best sort of players we could have possibly gone and got. A guy with high potential. He's 22 years old. He fits the age demographic and all that sort of stuff. So
he strikes me as someone who's excited by opportunity, I think, as well. And I think that's probably why he did come to North too. There is an opportunity for him to play, that true wing role.
Yeah, and we really don't have anyone who can actually play that left winger role. It's always just makeshift.
Exactly.
It's whoever's closest to the wing at the time, which was usually Kane Turner. It was.
I miss him already.
Oh God. Oh no.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited for Stevens though. And yeah, like I said, I think he strikes me as somebody who, given the opportunity, will really make the most of it. And I think
so.
that, he's probably really looking for that fresh start, and maybe that will do him that will do him the world of good. Someone who one of my Sydney supporting friends also, like I had with Fisher, reached out and said, he's a great player and, he'll do really well. So really, again, you can't not be excited. That's sort of the highest form of praise that you can get.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think so. I'm excited for him. I did a poll actually, who more excited for. Fisher won, but it wasn't super convincing. It was 45 to 55 or something like that.
Okay,
so people are excited because obviously the Further North podcast is the official site to look for stats.
Of course.
On what the public and the whole supporter group is thinking.
Of course.
And if you don't, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for Stevens. My gut's telling me I'm more excited for Stevens than I am for Fisher.
Okay, so I feel like the hype around Fisher's been enormous. So maybe that's, I don't know, potentially.
And Dylan Stevens liked my comment that I left on his post that he's coming to North. And I said,
Look
you're
out.
already a podcast favourite. And he liked it. So he's my guy. I'm
Sorry,
claiming
Callum
him.
Coleman Jones.
Well, we're going to have multiple guys. We're a pack of boys. All right? we can all sit together.
Little wolf pack.
Yes.
Further
Me,
North
Coleman
wolf
Jones,
pack.
Dylan Stevens. Oh, that's sick. Yes. Are they the only people I've claimed as my guy? They're the two.
And George.
Well, George Wardlaw I did very early on. I was on the Wardlaw train from literally the first time he touched a football in a North Melbourne Guernsey. I was like, I love him and he's mine forever now. I love George. I do love George though. Begoa, Newen. Biggie.
So this is a funny one. If we had taken him in the free agency period.
I heard this.
So if we had taken him in the free agency period, we would have ruined our compensation for Mackay.
Yeah, Dylan did explain this a little bit, but do you know exactly why?
No idea.
I've
I
never
just
heard
know
of
that was a thing.
Yeah. I'll have to do a bit more research on that and figure that one out because that doesn't make any sense.
So I'm glad we kind of put a stop to that before we ruined our own party.
Oh, yeah, that would be wild. That's something Essendon would do, is not know the rules properly.
No, exactly. So I'm glad we held off. Again, drafting on potential. I think he's probably not going to come into the side straight away. He might need a bit of time to develop. But again, I feel like for me, and no disrespect to Marby or Chol or Biggie, I would rather Biggie's a low risk move.
I think you've got a low floor but a high ceiling with someone like that. Like the potential's there, but there's also he's very raw. So you never know what you'll get.
Give away, a second round or a couple second round picks for Marby or Chol, rather, go for another option, bring Biggie in and then see if he can make the most of his opportunity.
Yeah, I think it's a better get. I mean, I would have liked Chol, to be honest. I said that on a few podcasts ago. Look, I'm not saying I would have loved him because he's going to be a great forward, but just someone to partner Larky who offers a contested mark or something closer to goal, I think.
Hugh Greenwood.
Well, Hugh Greenwood can do everything. He might have to play fullback, to be honest. So, you know, does Hugh Greenwood... Oh, how many games has Hugh Greenwood played for North? We need to make sure we can father-son that. Anyway, I'm sure you would love that too.
I would love that.
I'm excited for Biggie. Biggie is on the cusp of my guy already. And I'll tell you why.
Hit me.
I listened to an interview that he did on the radio and he speaks so well.
I always love that.
He's just like, just hearing him speak, I want to go to a barbecue. I want to go to Bulls cooking with him.
Biggie's coming too.
Biggie, you're coming with me and CCJ and George.
And Dylan Stevens.
Yes, and Dylan Stevens to Bulls cooking, and we're all going to hang out together.
I love this for you.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
I know. I'm excited because me and Biggie are going to be friends. I don't know. He just spoke so like confidently and like clearly, and I think he really knows that this is a opportunity he needs to take. Mm-hmm. His athleticism is unreal, and low key, I think maybe we got him as a ruckman.
Ooh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that.
Because I think he was listed as a ruckman on the AFL site, and he's definitely played in the ruck, and he's slightly undersized for a ruckman, but what
got a leap.
Oh, it doesn't really matter. The dude could be 180 centimeters. He'd jump higher than other ruckmen could.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a weird feeling he might play in the ruck.
Clarko's up to something.
Clarko's cooking something. Clarko's cooking. Bull's cooking. Brady's cooking. Oh my God.
It's all happening.
God, it's a big cookout. It's like like the Minnesota Fair, the state fair, where there's heaps of food trucks and everyone's come along and they're taking their pick of
welcome
dishes.
to Thornbury. I haven't been there. So
I've been there. I went to a 90s themed New Year's Eve party. The first year that we were allowed to go out after COVID.
That's so random.
Yeah, and all my friends got COVID except me.
Was it good?
Not for them. It was fun. Everyone was just as shacked though.
I'm glad you had fun.
It was a good time.
Sorry to all your friends who had COVID.
Yeah,
and missed that party.
They're over it now. It's cool.
Okay, that's good.
I'm high on Biggie. I don't know. I like a dark horse. I like a guy who's like raw and got potential. And I'm like, I don't know. What if we gave him an opportunity round one and he was really good? But this is my heart talking.
But look, I think the one thing I like about all three players is that this is an opportunity for them to break into the side, and they've got to start working.
After they've had opportunities and maybe haven't taken them. This is it's a make or break sort of thing.
Exactly. So I think that's got to push them to work harder and to want it more.
I agree.
So I really hope that does come into fruition, because sometimes you see guys that come across who, Fisher in particular, because Fisher was in and out of the side this year and highly regarded. Stevens is probably in the same category there, but really almost like make them sorry that they ever let you go in the first place.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that is the one thing I am really excited about all three of them, is they all really seem like
coming
they've got
into a young side as well. Like Biggie being at Richmond. Look, I don't know this, but just as a theory, like how old is he? Like early 20, like 22
maybe.
Him hanging out with Jack Rewald all day, they don't know. Biggie's talking TikTok. Jack Rewald's talking about the financial report in the paper. They don't get along. You know what I mean? They're completely different.
That's a really, really big assumption.
I know.
Jack Rewald's a Don.
Well, he's going to head up the Tassie team, so might be senior coach. Who knows? But yeah. Anyway, I like Biggie. He's on the fence to be my guy. One good game out of him, and I'll claim him. A few bad games, I still believe. So I'm leaning towards Biggie.
Aiden Core's not happy right now.
Well, he shouldn't be, because Biggie's going to take his spot. You wait till Biggie launches a torp from the wing off of Kane Turner. Well, not anymore, actually. Who's going to be Biggie's Kane Turner? Oh, God.
Hopefully no one.
Well, yeah, just sure. Hopefully the better player. It's George Wardlaw or something. Yeah, because he's on the field. That would be nice. Okay, we love you, Biggie. Come on the podcast one day, please. Who's the other guy? Toby Pink.
This is why I'm really excited for.
Okay, spill. Give me your heart, Marnie. Tell me what you're feeling.
I think, honestly, he could be ready to go round one.
That's so interesting because I think Dylan said the same thing, and my gut tells me that Biggie will play over Pink, but I don't have much to base that on. I think realistically,
but Pink's a defender.
They're both defenders. They're both defenders.
But Biggie's playing in the ruck.
Well, I think Biggie might play in the ruck,
okay.
but he's been a defender a lot. At Richmond, he played in key defence, but he's played.
Maybe they both play.
Maybe.
Especially in the first half of the year because Griff will be sidelined.
That is true.
Mind you, Aiden Core only likes one other tall defender, not two.
Well, we're not building our defence
This
around
is Aiden Core's team.
No, it's not Aiden Core's team, Marnie.
It's Aiden Core's world and we're just living in it.
No, we're not living in that world. Wait till he breaks your heart, Marnie.
He's never going to break my heart.
Wait until he breaks your heart next year and I say, I told you so.
It's never
I'm not
happen.
coming with sympathy from you, Marnie. I'm coming with hurt.
It's
and
never
I'm
going to happen.
Yeah, you look so convinced right now with your little shrug you just did. Like you were so scared saying that. If you guys could see Marnie's face.
I believe in you, Aiden.
No, Aiden Bonner.
I believe in Aiden Core. In the revival of Aiden Core. Okay, no, Toby Pink.
Toby Pink. Sorry, it always goes back
guys,
to Aiden Core chat.
So I think that he will come in straight away. He's 25. He's
got the body.
He's got the body. He has been exposed to AFL standard. He was on Sydney's list. He also was on our VFL list pre-COVID.
Yes, I think COVID sort of shut that down.
After the list shrunk, he unfortunately didn't survive that cull. But I think that he is someone who can just come into the side straight away, and that's what we need.
Yeah, he seems like a wish version of Ben Mackay, and that's not a diss on Toby Pink. I hope Toby Pink's fantastic.
No,
but,
same.
He seems his game is sort of the same, but at a lower level.
Well, ultimately, no one would have wanted Mackay to leave.
No, I would have rathered him stay.
Yeah, of course.
And I'll always say that.
Yeah.
But Toby Pink, same sort of body, same sort of size, a big guy, contested mark, intercept mark. Does it scream like Josh Walker to me a little bit? A little bit?
Yeah.
But I would genuinely
take
take
better than Josh Walker. I thought Josh Walker was serviceable.
I thought he was fine.
But he did as many bad things as he did good things.
I know. I have so much sympathy for every
but
defender on our team, Marnie.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I would love to know a stat how many inside 50s we conceded last year
A lot.
and the year before.
Because at times, like we
I don't think
conceded
there's
double.
a computer on this planet that can calculate those numbers.
Oh, God.
There's not enough zeros on the planet.
It'd break.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It'd be like Y2K and everyone's like, oh, God, the computers aren't going to handle the 2 at the start of the number. I hope Toby Pink's great.
Me too. I actually really think there's potential there.
Yeah, I like that it's an older body and I like that he's physically ready.
We always say, you don't need to just focus on the draft. There are so many great players that have come from...
Well, could he be our Tom Stewart?
Yeah, or, even someone like Liam Ryan. I mean, he came from the Waffle. Tim Kelly came from the Waffle. Even James Podsiadly.
Pods.
He was a real mature
J-Pod.
recruit. Scott Thompson, Ben Brown, all of these guys came from the VFL. They didn't, so there is, I really think there's potential there.
And I think, look, if Clarkson wasn't the guy making these calls, I'd be terrified.
Yeah, I think we all would be, to be fair.
So, yeah, absolutely. Imagine if Clarkson wasn't our coach, Marnie. We would be losing our minds.
Also, this is the first time, the first year Clarko's had full control because he didn't come in until November last year. A lot of people do forget that. So this is really, someone put it to me really well yesterday, and he probably be listening to this. He said that last year Clarko was caught coaching North's team. Next year Clarko's coaching Clarko's team.
Wowee.
That's a really
drop the mic and leave
Juzzy,
right
if you're
now,
listening.
Marnie.
That's he said that, and I think that was just spot on.
Unreal. Yeah, okay. I might steal that one. No, that's patent pending. Don't worry, I won't do that. Exciting.
Can't wait.
Did we get anything else done? I mean, we just traded for picks and things like that, but I guess there's not really much more. I didn't know if I wanted to read this one out or not, but I guess we'll do it very, very quickly.
Yes.
There was, I think the Herald Sun or some paper posted what they predict our starting 22 would be next year.
Hear it.
I'll go from back line to forward line.
Okay.
And this obviously haven't picked draft picks yet, but they have put like pick 2, pick 3 in this where they think they'll play.
Okay.
Back line.
Mm-hmm.
Aiden Cole.
Aiden Cole.
Don't talk like that, Marnie. No, stop.
Okay. I'm sorry.
You'll make you jealous.
Is he in there?
We'll get there.
Oh my God, if he's not in there.
We'll get there. Backline, Aiden Core, Toby Pink, Luke McDonald.
Okay.
Half backline, Zach Fisher, Biggie Newen, Harry Sheasel.
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts.
I would like to see at least one of Bergman or Goda in there. But in round 1, I don't think you can leave the captain out.
Aiden Core, the captain.
Luke McDonald?
I know, I'm joking.
The captain.
He's my captain. Centre. Bailey Scott, George Wardlaw, Dylan Stevens. Fairly standard stuff there.
Yeah.
Half forward, Taron Thomas, Charlie Comben, Eddie Ford. Full forward, Braden George, Nick Larkey, Cam Zerha. Followers, Tristan Jerry, Luke Davies-Uniacke, Jai Simpkin. Interchange bench, Paul Curtis, Will Phillips. Hang on, they've put Luke McDonald on this bench. What are they doing? Who wrote this? Luke McDonald's there with Callum Coleman-Jones and pick 2, I'm assuming, is the sub.
Okay, so swap out. Let's just pretend that they meant to put Hugh Greenwood there.
Well, there's
instead.
a typo. I didn't even know that when I read it the first time.
On paper, that's not a bad lineup.
So they've put depth here. The players they haven't put there. Bergman, Greenwood, not in the 23. Marnie, how do you feel about that?
It's an error.
It is an error. Clearly, well, maybe he's going to be the second Luke McDonald. Maybe
Should
we've got
be.
2 Luke McDonalds now. We cloned him in the off-season.
Wow.
That's what
Would you
Clark is
rather
cooking.
1 Kane Turner and 1 Luke McDonald or
No,
2 Luke McDonalds? Take your pick.
Would you rather fight 1 giant Kane Turner or 1,000 tiny Kane Turners? Yep, exactly. You can think about that one.
I will.
Goda is here, Liam Shields is here, Charlie Lazaro, and they've put pick 3.
Where's Stevenson?
Not here at all.
Maybe he's meant to be on the bench.
Maybe. Yeah,
That's the
Steve-O
only
should
one.
definitely be in there. He had a good year.
That's the only one I can think of, and I would definitely have him in the 20.
We're going to give up
3.
a lot of points next year. That's all I know for
Okay.
a fact. We're going to get scored on for fun, but we're going to play some attacking footy, I reckon. Interesting points from that team. Comben is at half forward.
Yeah.
With the chatties might go back.
Yeah.
Do you think Charlie Comben might still go back with all the signings we've made?
Yeah, I think he will still.
I would like that. But do you think... Sorry, you go.
No, also the thing with Charlie is that he, you watch him this year and while he didn't get on the scoreboard, he's got a great set of hands, but also his defensive pressure and his tackling was excellent.
Could be a hand model. His hands are that good.
Life after footy, Charlie.
Wowee. Well, Charlie, you're welcome. We've just planned out the rest of your life. Charlie Comben is one of my guys too because he was nice. And
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Yeah.
I got to meet him at one of the games. We talked about Need for Speed Most Wanted.
What a guy.
Yeah, great guy. I'd invite him
Man
over.
of
We
the
can play the
people.
360. That'd be fun. We'll do it at Bulls Cooking. Myself, Charlie, Biggie,
It's going to be
Dylan
like
Stevens.
an all-day event. You should
Callum.
start selling tickets.
That is wild. That is
That would
very
be
true.
wild. Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, I'll show you the team here. Any other pointers you want to sort of yell out?
I can't believe they've put Luke McDonald in there
They've
twice.
put Luke McDonald in here twice, so clearly you can't trust the media.
yeah, I
guys.
think Stevenson is the one for me that's the glaring.
Yeah,
obvious.
I would actually assume Stevenson was meant to be on that there because
I think, maybe on the bench.
I know everyone hates Jaden Stevenson, even though no one has watched him and seen how decent he was
he's
last year.
star.
But yeah, I would say that maybe it was meant to be Jaden Stevenson. A J looks like an L, but kind of backwards, I guess. So there's the logic.
There's
I'll go with there.
nothing there that I really strongly disagree with. I think the only thing is the only other one is Jackson Archer.
Yeah, I would be putting Jackson. Well, this is the last thing I was going to ask is a Core, Pink and Newen. I don't know.
It's not that strong, but I guess we haven't seen.
Nothing is strong there. That's in the back line. That's
We
for sure.
haven't seen really anything from Pink or Biggie.
Well,
to
look
make
how much
that
better we played with
decision.
2 keys instead of 3 key defenders.
Yeah.
And look, I don't really class Aiden Core as a key defender. Like,
But he plays tall.
I think he's tall but plays small. Personally, I think he's better sort of running and distributing off half back than he is matching up on a key forward.
Except that one time on Buddy Frank.
Okay, well that
I'll
was
hang
years
on to
ago,
for the rest
Marnie.
of my life.
That game was basically in black and white. That's how long ago it was. 240p at least. Anyway, there was just a little fun experiment just to read that out. Other than that, are you excited? Give us a rating. Give the off season a rating out of 10.
I think probably a B. If we had
out of 10.
Oh, out of 10.
Out of 10.
Like a 7 out of 10. I think we
Do you
kind
think it's 7?
Yeah. We didn't, there was no one, it's not like there was anyone in our sights desperately that we missed out on. But we also, like, Zach Fisher is a good signing, but there's no big names in there that we signed. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
It's not like we've gone up against 2 or 3 clubs. Like, okay, there was rumours that Chol might come to North and he ended up going to Hawthorn, but it's not like we were fighting another club for him and he went somewhere else. Do you know what I mean?
I agree. I think I would maybe give it a little bit higher. And the reason I would say that is because in North Melbourne land, I think us signing Zach Fisher and Dylan Stevens is equivalent to like a bigger team signing a better player. The other thing is, look at the draft picks we've ended up with.
Yeah.
And I think that is a big reason why I'd maybe give it like an 8, 8.5.
The only reason why I wouldn't go higher is because there were better players in the positions that we drafted that we maybe could have tried to bring in. So, like, for example, I think that we really need a ruckman. We all
That's
do.
a great point, actually.
And
there's a little bit of talk about Scott Lysett.
There were a few rucks that went elsewhere, not to North. Jordan Sweet was the one who was
all
really
of them went to
spoken
Port Adelaide,
about.
apparently.
Yeah, so I think that's the only reason why I wouldn't give us a higher.
That's true.
A higher pick.
Yeah, we didn't address the ruck problem.
And there were, there were a couple of defenders that ended up going elsewhere. So
yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
I'll say 8. If we got a ruckman and we got if we say we got a first choice ruckman and an experienced defender, that'd be 10 out of 10 for what I think we could achieve as a club.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll give it an 8.
Or
I like what we did with the picks.
If we were able to retain Goldstein, probably would have gone up to an 8. But for me, I think 7. But it's not bad.
No.
It's not bad. I'm not disappointed. I just think there was probably room for a bit of improvement.
Harsh critic, Marnie. Wow. I think that about does it.
Harsh critic like I am with your plant.
Well, actually, no, you're an easy critic on Aiden Cole because you clearly can't see the major faults in his game. But that's fine.
He's going to prove you wrong next year. I'm so excited.
We need to make a bet on this, I think.
Okay.
We need to find something. If anyone's listening to this and wants to join this bet, message me and give me suggestions of not what we could win or anything, but like, what's the suggestion? Aiden Cole averages a certain amount of disposals or a certain amount of spoils, marks a game. Give us some parameters for a bet that myself and Marnie could have this year. The Oscar Allen Nick Larkey bet will be returning next year with Big Ant as well, of course, so Big Ant can lose again. But
Big Ant.
Sorry, Big Ant, but we'll get him back on the podcast soon. This has gone on long enough, Marnie.
Thanks, guys.
It was good to have you back in the country.
Thank you.
Don't ever leave me again.
Okay, fine.
Okay, fine.
Wow, you really twist my arm.
Yeah. Wow, that was very difficult to convince her of. Wowee. All right, guys. Marnie's clearly a sucker for peer pressure. So
it's nice to be missed. What can I say?
Yeah, that is true. Don't flatter yourself, Marnie. All right. Thank you for coming on. It's good to get your thoughts.
Thanks
this was all about your thoughts on North and their off-season, mate. I didn't want to give many of mine. Everyone's heard my boring thoughts.
If you haven't, go back and listen.
You should, seriously.
You should.
I need all the listens and views I can get. Let's just go home, I reckon.
I'm going out. And Josh is going to bed.
I actually am. I'm probably going to edit this and go to bed. Marnie's going to paint the town. I'm going to sleep. That really does sum up our lives and the difference in lifestyles we live.
It's all right.
Thanks for the invite. Anyway.
Clearly wanted to be invited.
Clearly you didn't want me to be there, so that's fine. Message received, Marnie. All right, this is just turning to filth.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
We'll speak to you soon.
Goodbye.
Bye.